What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. If you want to find a sense of peace, it's important to stop judging people, experience, even the things in your life as good or bad. It's always a basic inclination to immediately place a label on something around us. But something I learned, and it's a lesson that I actually learned through meditation and studying meditative philosophy, is that we want to practice just observing things without necessarily placing a judgment on them. Because when we start to judge things, it's immediately going to cause us some level of suffering. And it's a suffering that's caused, obviously, not by physical pain. It's not the experience of a punch or a sharp sensation. It's the suffering that comes from your mind being taken away from the present moment. When you're allowed to just be and be in silence and be in non judgment, you feel a sense of contentment that you won't find when you start labeling people. Just imagine you walk by somebody in the park and you just see that person without drawing any conclusions about that person. You just let him or her kind of come and go. It's simple enough and you feel fine. Now imagine and pick any sort of group, any sort of orientation, anything that we know can bother another person. Now that person walks by me and I look at him and I think, is he gay? I don't like gay people. Now I'm agitated. Now I'm thinking, why is there a gay person in this park? Why are they like this? Why are they like that? Our mind loves these type of things and it loves to run away with it. And now we're in a scenario where I would have been perfectly fine had I just gone about my business and not felt this need to place a label. And obviously, this isn't specific towards gay people. It could be anything or anybody, however you want to put it. I could see somebody of a different nationality, and instead of just observing, I'm thinking, why is this person here? And my mind starts running away with political ideas and personal ideologies and all sorts of things that are just immediately going to take me away from that sense of peace. And it works in the other direction as well. I could start thinking, wow, that person looks very nice. That person looks very beautiful. Now I'm thinking, I would like to spend more time with this beautiful person. Maybe I'm lonely, or why can't I spend more time with this person? And now desires are there, and I need this, and I want that, or why don't I have this? Why don't I have that? So, in either way you decide to go, placing these labels on people just takes you away from that still silence where you're able to just enjoy being who you are, where you are, without anything else needing to kind of impede on that moment. And the reason I was able to learn this through meditation and the philosophy of meditation is because the exact same thing is happening when we're sitting down and we decide to just focus on our breath, or we could pick a word. People will call it a mantra, either way. And we decide to just focus on that. The mind likes to play an interesting game. It doesn't want you to be peaceful. It doesn't want you to be content. So it's going to start doing whatever it can to agitate you, and it's going to flood your mind with all sorts of different thoughts. So now I'm sitting peaceful and I start thinking about how I'm failing at work. And my mind wants to grab that and get a hold of it. And now I'm suffering because I'm lamenting that there's so many things that I didn't do right. Instead of just observing that thought without judging it, without thinking whether I'm good or bad or what it means, instead of just observing it and letting it go, I placed a label on it, and now my mind is taking me somewhere so much farther. Emotions, I could feel a wave of happiness, right? Something that's typically positive, of course, but I could feel a wave of positive emotion. And I'm thinking, where did this come from? I want more of this. Why don't I have more of this? What do I have to do to feel happy all of the time? And again, my mind is just going on this journey. Memories, there's just so many things that come up. And that's why meditation is actually a great ground zero area to practice this type of non judgment because we're going to be inundated with so many different things. And the goal is to just let it come and go. Practice non judgment, practice observing, practice non labeling. And then you could actually carry that into real life. So you could start through a simple meditation practice and then take it out into the real world where you're going to see all sorts of different people, people who you may naturally feel a level of conflict with, depending on what's going on in your life, what you may be thinking, what you may be dealing with, or people that you're naturally drawn to. And it's not to say that things are good or bad. Again, it's just a matter of understanding and understanding that our own sense of peace comes from avoiding chasing the tail of the internal chatter of our minds. So it doesn't have to be one of those things we see nowadays. Everybody has a sharp opinion of what everybody else is doing. They wag their finger at them, they tell them they're bad, and these people are considered intellectuals. These people are considered thought leaders. And I wouldn't dismiss them or downplay their intelligence, but when I look at them, they look like they're suffering a lot to me. They look like they're very agitated to me. I very rarely see these people who are prominently known for doing these things have any type of sense of peace. I don't see it in their being. I don't see it in their face. I don't see it in their eyes because they're constantly living in a world of judging and critiquing other people. And that's something that's always going to take you away from what I understand as peace, which is calm, stillness, and a quieting, that's a weird one, of the mind. So that's one I wanted to share with you guys. If you have experienced this, if you agree or have an opinion, would love to know what you think. Share a comment below, and I'll talk to you next time.